coming out today. I know it's a Monday. It's the first day of the week, and most of us have had a really hectic day today at work. But I am we are so appreciative of each one after a hard day's work coming out to mingle with us, to appreciate with us, and to celebrate the launch of Grenada Music Festival 2020. And that's going to happen the 5th to the 7th of June 2020. Ladies and gentlemen, before we go into this, I just want to thank, of course, the pan soloist, Cordell Byam. He gave us some music and an interlude of pan. He was brilliant. Just thank him. And of course, Sabrina Francis, who entertained us with her musical talent before this. So let's just say thanks to them. Now, as we begin this, of course, we will open with a word of prayer. And ladies and gentlemen, we invite Father Gabriel Osan to start us off in a word of prayer.
I invite us to please stand, let us acknowledge and reverence the name of the Lord, who himself is in charge, the owner of our lives, the owner of the land and the sea, and the giver of all we have and are on this day. So we pray in those words that Jesus taught us to pray as we say, Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. Gracious and faithful God, the wonder of our making is only surpassed by the splendor and the joy of coming to life in you. Thank you, Lord, for this day. Thank you for our Tri-Island State. Thank you, Lord, for this music festival. For you yourself are the music of our soul, the beauty of our lives. There's nothing we can do, Lord, without you. For in you we live, we move and have our being. We have not been except in you, Lord. And so, Lord, we commit whole and entire this year's music festival. The Lord, you be the beginning and the end of all we do here. Bless, Lord, our actions. Bless all our undertakings. Bless those who have worked so hard to bring this event to the stage it is now. Bless those who are here and bless those who are coming. Lord, may this initiative grow from height to height. Let it prosper. And all with the Lord, may glory be given to your name. And our salvation, our joy, our happiness, the growth of our culture. And through this love, we will come to experience you in a deeper way. And make our country grow in the way you want. And let your blessing reign in a mighty way. Grant this to Jesus Christ, our Lord, we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
Amen. Okay, so let's begin. Thank you so much again, each and every one of you, for being here. We really appreciate you. It's a Monday, I know, and it's the beginning of the week. So the fact that you are here means you are family, and we really, really love you and appreciate you. All right, now we're going to begin the launch with, of course, you can't have a launch without the CEO saying something, all right? So ladies and gentlemen, I will now welcome Mr. Steve Duncan, the chairman of the Grenada Music Festival, to say some words, to tell us what's going to happen. Thank you so very much.
Okay, pleasant good evening to each and every one of you here this afternoon. It's this evening, I should say. I know it was a busy Monday for most of you, and it was a sacrifice to have gotten here this evening to join us in the unveiling of our Grenada Music Festival 2020. With protocol already established, and I was told I only have about 5 minutes, so I would be as brief as I can be. It would be remiss of me to not acknowledge first and say thank you to the owners and management of Pier 57, Mr. Patrick David, for allowing us to host this event this afternoon at this magnificent venue. So I'd like us to give him a round of applause. I'd also like to take this opportunity to make a mention of the very important group of people that makes up the committee of the Grenada Music Festival. Without an effective committee, it would be almost impossible to execute an event of such magnitude. And so it is important for us to not just recognize their work, but to recognize the individuals that's part of the committee. So at this point in time, I'd like to call the existing members that are here today, which is pretty much, I hope is everybody, to just come forward and take a bow, starting with Ms. Gail Purcell. I'd like to also call Ms. Charmaine Otway. Charmaine Way, I went hiding, come on. Ms. Jane Williams, that's the person that probably works the hardest because she's in the office and she gets to do all the dirty work. Our technical guy handles all of the artists' needs and requirements in terms of sound system and all the troubles that they put us through. Mr. Dwayne Glean. Dwayne? And Miss Irene Lewis, better known as Golden, who is, I guess everybody knows Golden, so not much I can say. And last but not least, Miss Francine Stewart, who has represented the GTA and the government, and has been a pivotal part of helping us organize both 2019 and 2020. So we'd like them all to take a bow and for us to give them a big, lofty round of applause for all the hard work. Without these folks, there would be no Grenada Music Festival. Thank you, guys. It's also important for us to recognize the 50+ volunteers that would have been present for the 3 nights of the festival, most of whom would have committed to serve as volunteers again in 2020. These volunteers are very important because they are the ones that meet and greet you and ensure that your cars are safe and ensure that the whole festival is executed with flawlessly. So I would like us to again give a round of applause for the 50+ volunteers that is part of the festival. It's important to have good partners when you undertake such a big, monumental task of trying to put together a music festival. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the GTA for their committed support for the festival in 2019 and their continued support in 2020 as we forge along in trying to build this product and make every Grenadian proud of what we have to offer. So when I think about the music festival, or any festival, because I've been doing entertainment for over 23, 24 years now, the first word that comes to mind is challenges. This is probably one of the most challenging things I've ever undertaken. And I mean, I say that with no reservation. There's so many different things pieces that have to come together. And the challenges start with, one, resources, because this event takes a lot of money to put together. We also have a challenge of competing with 5 other festivals in the region outside of Jamaica for talent. So the talent in itself is a challenge. We're dealing with competitors like the St. Kitts Music Festival, St. Lucia Jazz, Tobago Experience, etc. And it's a very difficult thing when your budget restricts you from being able to compete with some of the more established festivals. But we were able to not just sell the product Grenada Music Festival as a musical experience, but to sell Grenada in that people would come and enjoy our safety, our people, our culture, our music, which is unique, and also experience Grenada and all that it has to offer as a destination. So we're not just selling a concert, we're selling Grenada the experience. So it's very important that we all become ambassadors, so to speak, for the festival and go out there and sell the festival to not just people at home, but people in the region and beyond. Another challenge that we have is in getting the corporate sponsors to understand the challenges that is faced in trying to produce such an event. We are competing with a lot of other major activities on the island, and so it's important that Corporate Grenada understands what it takes to put together such an event. It's a monumental task in terms of not just artists, but the whole production, travel, promotion and marketing, both internally and regionally. And so it's very important that Corporate Grenada understands those challenges and become part and parcel of the development and the growth of the music festival. So I touch a bit on challenges. So I would want to use this opportunity to appeal to, most of Corporate Grenada is here, to appeal to managers and the marketing managers of the various corporations and private entities in some instances to adapt the festival as their own, to become part of the festival by investing in the festival, in its growth and in its development. You don't have to be a title sponsor. You don't have to be a platinum sponsor, but whichever way you can contribute, in whichever way you can contribute to the growth and development of the festival, in kind and cash, and just being supportive of the venture. Because as I said, it's a task to host this event, and we really need Corporate Grenada to buy into the concept of what the festival is all about. It's about developing the island, it's about developing tourism, it's about getting people to visit our country, and of course filling the hotels and all the trickle-down effects that goes along with hosting such a big event. So again, the festival belongs to all of us. And so we have to adapt the festival as our own, and again, as Corporate Grenada, extend that hand that is important so that the festival could become a mainstay, not only on our calendar, but one of the premium festivals in the region. I'd like to also reach out to the media, because it's important that the media help to market the event locally, regionally, get the word out, become ambassadors, so to speak, for the festival. The media is very important in disseminating information, getting people aware of the significance of the festival, so people will appreciate and support the festival. So most of the media houses are here today. I'd like you to, as I said, go out there, get the word out that Grenada is the place to be June 5th to 7th, and to help us to sell Grenada, and by extension, sell the music festival. I'd like to take this opportunity, as I am on media, to say a hearty thank you to the guys from Onstage TV Jamaica. They're here today to cover the festival and to feature Grenada in some of their upcoming episodes, which I think is very significant. And I think we should all give them a round of applause for making the effort to come and support the Grenada Music Festival. One of the aspects of the festival that is important to us is the Keeping It Green campaign. It's a lot of the people that follow festivals around the world are very environmentally conscious, and we too as a people have to be a lot more conscious of the environment and what we do to it. And in any little way that the festival could play a part in ensuring that we doesn't further damage the environment, that is a mantra that the festival committee has agreed to follow. So one of the things that we intend to do is to ensure that all of the eateries and all of the utensils and stuff that's used in terms of drink as well as eat for the festival for all 3 days will be biodegradable and would be and so they wouldn't, of course, hurt the environment. We also want to make sure that the festival village itself is protected and preserved as a protected site, as a festival village. And so we would be proud of the quarantine park and a venue that we can use into the future as a name at the festival village. So it's important that we, that comes with a cost, by the way. It's important that we follow that course of action in terms of preserving the environment, but that, again, is an additional cost that the festival will have to bear. I wouldn't be much longer. In closing, I'd just like to say we take the next 30 days or so engaging with the various corporate entities, encouraging them to get on board in, as I said, in whichever way they can play a part, and help to grow the festival into one of the premier festivals in the region. And so I'd like to just thank you again for coming out this afternoon, and enjoy the rest of the evening's proceedings.
Thank you ever so much, Mr. Steve Duncan, Chairman of the Grenada Music Festival. And I hope you all heard Corporate Grenada, Media Grenada, every little helps, cash or kind. Let's adopt the festival as our own. Let's all become ambassadors of the Grenada Music Festival. And of course, we all have our part to play. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the launch of the Grenada Music Festival. And up next, I just said we all have a part to play, which is interesting because we have next the Grenada Tourism Authority CEO, Miss Patricia Ma. We were just sitting there and said, do you know how to pronounce my surname? I said, Ma. So ladies and gentlemen, up next we have the CEO of the Grenada Tourism Authority, some remarks by Ms. Patricia Ma.
All right. Good evening. One and all, I see pure VIPs in this room. Everybody I know in many walks of life. So I greet you all, and I'm really happy to see you here because I am speaking on behalf of our good Minister for Tourism and Civil Aviation, the Ministry of Tourism and Civil Aviation, and of course on behalf of the Grenada Tourism Authority to really support this launch of the second annual Grenada Music Festival from the 5th to the 7th of June 2020. And I think it's very important because we all know last year was the first, and indeed it was a roaring success. We absolutely have to lift our hats off to QS Promotion, to Mr. Steve Duncan and his hard-working committee, you know, because he's absolutely right. It takes a lot of hard work to pull an event of that magnitude off. And let me tell you, they maximized the festival village space of Quarantine Park in all its glory. And I thought to myself, it's like a natural amphitheatre. Here I am, overlooking the town of St. George, with the majestic mountains in the backdrop, and an absolutely cool Grenada vibe. And everybody was singing along, because Grenadians love to sing. And the Grenadian hospitality was second to none. And I just absolutely loved how the visitors mixed and mingled with everybody. So yeah, the rhythm never stops. We have to find a Caribbean rhythm. We have to keep this music festival alive. We have to also give credit to the Pure Grenada Music Festival team, who are also in the house tonight, because they started the ball rolling 3 years prior. Yeah. Kudos to them. And we want to take it now to the next level. Yeah. As Steve said, to higher heights. Because the lineup, dare I say, is awesome. Am I allowed to say? No? I'm so excited. Trust me, it's going to bring people out Friday, Saturday and Sunday night, all 3 nights. So build up your energy, get your vitamin C, because we're going to be partying all night long in Quarantine Park, St. George's, Grenada. And of course, our job at the Grenada Tourism Authority is to promote the festival. And I'm very happy to say that Renee Goodwin is going to step into Francine Stewart's very big shoes to represent us on the committee. Yeah, our very own Renee Goodwin. And our job is really to promote this festival across the region and of course internationally. The Caribbean is our second largest source market for visitors. Did you know that? Our second largest source market for visitors to Grenada, Carriacou and Petit Martinique. And of course, we will be highlighting this festival in all our promotions. We're going down to Trinidad and Tobago in March, and we will be promoting the Grenada Music Festival with the awesome lineup. Of course, we will be promoting this festival through our public relations machine. We have a PR agency based in Miami who represent Canada, North America and the Caribbean, so we will be doing everything we can. We're very happy to know that the onstage TV crew are here tonight. I know our celebrities, you know, the Mr. Williams Jr. and crew are here to showcase the Grenada Music Festival and really showcase to the world what Pure Grenada, Spice of the Caribbean, has to offer. So
thank you so very much, Ms. Patricia Moore. Are we still going with tourism is everybody's business and we all have a part to play? So, people, Grenada Music Festival is everybody's business and we all have a part to play. Okay? Good. Right. I am so excited about telling you about the lineup, trust me. Before the lineup though, we have, okay, the minister cannot be here today, but of course we have a lovely representative from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture. the PS, the Permanent Secretary, Ms. Desiree Stephen, and she's gonna tell us a little something. Are you ready? All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Desiree Stevens.
Mr. Steve Duncan and members of the organizing committee of the second annual Grenada Music Festival, Ms. Ma, CEO of the Grenada Tourism Authority, other specially invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, the media. I bring you greetings from the Ministry of Youth Development, Sports, Culture and the Arts. We as a ministry are grateful to have been invited to this media launch for the second annual Grenada Music Festival, scheduled for June this year. An event that showcased the musical talent of our local artists, among other regional and international acts. This year, we will see, from what I've seen so far being published, the likes of Sabrina Francis, Tamara Senbernard, and we know what their musical talents and abilities are. It's extremely high. My ministry seizes the opportunity to collaborate with any individual or organization that is serious and committed about showcasing our culture and the talent of our people. As we are all aware, our ministry cannot do it by ourselves based on the limited resources, both financial and human. And so, we cannot give the full attention to create opportunities for our artists. We cannot do it by ourselves, and therefore there's a need to foster sustainable partnerships with entities that engage in such. This task that is being undertaken by the organizers, by Mr. Duncan and his team, fits into our ministry's work agenda. At the ministry, we are charged with the responsibility for the management and administration of the creative industries, as well as tasked to provide the necessary support to stakeholders in the cultural sector. This we are doing through endorsement and support for this major event. I believe that events like these should serve as an incentive and motivating factor for our young and upcoming artists to aspire to share the stage with big-name regional and international acts, as we will hear the lineup here a little bit later, as our artists last year did, and those this year would be given the opportunity to. This event serves as an opportunity for us to showcase our talent, but also for locals to socialize and we need to encourage them to move in this direction if they so desire, and stop trying to dissuade them from it, as it is increasingly becoming a very popular career field. What a better way to make a livelihood than by doing something that we really, really enjoy. It is said that there is more productivity when we engage in work that we do enjoy. So hats off to Mr. Duncan and the team, and I take this opportunity to wish you all the best and success in the planning and execution of this year's activity. And as I said, the ministry endorses this activity, and we pledge our support anywhere we can. Thank you.
Of course, I agree. Hats off to Mr. Duncan and the team. An amazing job. Well done, y'all. I should have spelled my thing out. So, thank you so much, Ms. Desiree Stevens. Right. Guys, do you want to know who's gonna be here?
Yes.
Yes? Hey, we have an amazing lineup. Absolutely fantastic. So remember, it's the 5th to the 7th June 2020 Grenada Music Festival. It's the second annual Grenada Music Festival. Those of you who were there last year know what you encountered, and it was absolutely fantastic. 2020, hello, absolutely amazing. Are you ready for this? All right, shall we begin? We're gonna start with the Grenadian, the local, the nutmegs. We're gonna start with the nutmegs, yes. So the Grenadian artists, are we ready? All right, we're gonna have, she performed to audiences in Switzerland, Germany, UK, Italy, Austria, France, and Spain over the years. But guess what? Sweet Grenada, this is home. Sabrina Francis will be there. Affectionately known as the Songbird, she shared the stage with the likes of Chronix, Doris Riley, Ashanti, and Ja Rule. She represented Grenada in Russia. Of course, we will have Tamara St. Bernard. Oh Lord, we will be jamming to the energetic sounds of the versatile, extremely talented Solid Band featuring Dennis Ramirez. And of course, we'll have the 4 times gifted groovy soca monarch champion. We will be bringing hit after hit. Who's that? Hit after hit. Dash! All right. And of course, we'll have one of our most energetic and charismatic artists and songwriters bringing Trouble in the Morning, Soca Nice. Who's that? Bonner! Yep. Oh Lord, it's gonna be double trouble and pandemonium with this 2 soca ambassadors. Who do you think that is? Was Natty and Thunder? I am mass. And he will be bringing the ball of fire, the heat, the energy, the vibe. Curl up your hair and put shades over your eyes. Who's that? Lava! Lava man, of course. Start to move like jab. Butterfly. À toi. Guess what? 2020, the jab making what? Mawet! The jab making Mawet in 2020. This is going to be the Jab King. We're also having the Jab King. All right, guys, this is just a taste of what we're going to have for the local lineup, right? This is not the end. And then we move on. You ready for the rest? Are you ready for the rest? Yes. All right, okay. Now, let me tell you about somebody. Now, he is the smooth, jazzy, reggae saxophone legend of the Caribbean. He always amazes. Whether performing for the president, in a recording studio for the top artists, or as a guest of a music festival. He captures heart and soul with his saxophone. Ladies and gentlemen, guess who? Barbados-born Arturo Tappan is without doubt the smoothest, sexiest hornman in the Caribbean. Yes! All right, moving on. It's a lady now. She gave us hits such as So Long I See You. Yeah. Of course, you get Catching Feelings, Strangers. Now, her skills as a singer and a songwriter makes her an undeniable, powerful force to be reckoned with in the Caribbean music industry. With her beautifully talented all-female band, Trinidadian Nadia Baxo! And she will be bringing her band Sass and Soca. Next. So, with their high energy performances and pulsating rhythms, this Barbados band has reinvented soca as we know it, bringing the hits consistently for over 2 decades, such as Wet Me Down, Crank It, pump me up with that music, pump me up, but you know what? Yeah, Sweating. One of the best known and most successful soca bands of the Caribbean. Who do you think? Crossfire! This gentleman, he has captured the hearts of fellow Jamaicans and audiences around the world with his smooth voice and genuine lyrics. I can't sleep. I wanna go home, live my life. I know better. Dirty man, leave them. People pick me them alone. Hey, who do you think this is? Ladies and gentlemen, no stranger to the Grenada stage, the extremely talented Romain Virgo! Okay, now, look, it's a she. She is known primarily for her strong, smooth as moose love songs and captivating live performances. She was a member of the I-Threes, which supported Bob Marley and the Wailers. She gave us hits like Electric Boogaloo, Electric Boogie, oh yeah, All My Life. Truly, I love you truly, I shall sing as long as I live. I shall sing. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marcia Griffiths, one of the best known and most influential women in the history of Okay, so now he is one of reggae's most talented and versatile artists. His smooth, easygoing vocal presentations and his take no prisoner style of conscious lyrics, as well as his sugary love songs and his everything that's beautiful, has become his trademarks, earning him wide international acclaim with songs like Lost My Sonia, Too Much Fussing and Fighting, Tune In, and Rockin' Dolly. Who's that? Ladies and gentlemen, come on, it's the sweet, sweet Cocoa Tea! Okay. Oh Lord, this is crazy. This one's crazy. Now, he was the first dancehall reggae artist to win not only one, but 2 Grammy Awards for Best Reggae Artist. His ladies' man image and his deep, gravelly staccato vocals, alongside some terrifically danceable rhythms and contagious moves, made him a bona fide Jamaican superstar with Ting-a-ling-a-ling. Trilla-loda girls! Trilla-loda, trilla-loda. Yeah! Champion lover. Bedroom bully. Okay, yes, so you got it. It's Mr. Loverman himself. Shama! Yes! I just said, pull up. All right, and then. Now, you ready for this? Yep. Now, this gang has inspired and influenced the music of 3 generations: R&B, jazz, soul, funk, rock, and pop. Their bulletproof funk and jazzy arrangements have also made them the most sampled band of all times. Thanks to songs like Celebration, Jungle Boogie, Summer Madness, and Open Sesame. They've earned numerous top musical awards, including 2 Grammy Awards and 31 gold and platinum albums. 31 gold and platinum albums? Now that's what I call cool. And the gang. Oh yeah. Hey, are you ready for June 5th to 7th? It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be the place to be. Grenada Music Festival, June 5th to 7th. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you ever so much for coming here. Guys, so let me tell you something. What we just showed you is what we want to show you. And then we have, of course, special surprises. But of course, Ms. Professor will have a word with you.
Thank you, Dale. And thank you to everyone for coming out this evening. So what do you think about that lineup? Is there going to be one to remember? I think so. I think it's definitely, the committee has been working very hard to ensure that we put together a lineup that speaks to what entertainment is looking for, and that gives some diversity and variety and choice and a selection, a little bit of something for everyone. And that's what we're trying, and we're not finished yet. So we have many more acts. We have 2 major bands still to release. As Dale said, we have given you a sneak peek into the major things that are happening, but there's certainly a lot more to come. There's more where that came from. This is the Grenada Music Festival 2020, and we're into our 2nd year, and it's going to be a bumper year. It's going to be an exciting year, and we just want to thank each and every one of you for taking the time to come out this evening to share with us in this launch. It's the beginning, it's the preparation. We are just about, I think, 4 months, if I counted right. 4 months away, March, April, March, April, May, June, and we're just there. So we're gonna be there in no time at all, just enough time for you to start to remind all of your friends and family living abroad to book their flights, to get on a plane, to make sure that they're here in Grenada for June 5th to the 7th for the Grenada Music Festival, and to ensure that everybody is an ambassador for this festival. Our chairperson said it at the top, that this is, and it was supported by Ms. Marr's words, that this is everybody's business. The music festival is not just a committee, it's everybody's business. We're here, we're supporting and we're promoting Grenada, and this is what the festival is about. It's grounded in the roots here, and it's going to develop from here, and we need our people, our supporters, all of you who are here have been specially invited for a particular reason, and we thank you for taking the time, because that means that you are interested, it means that you're concerned, it means that you have made an investment without even knowing it. So we thank you for that investment, and we thank you, and we look forward to meeting with some of you individually to talk about how you can support the festival. And we certainly hope that those discussions are fruitful. But for us to be here, we have to say thank you to some of the people who were here before us. You know, the music festival here today is really not just about a group of 5 or 6 people who have worked on it. There are those who have gone long before us, and I'd like to give a special thanks to Mr. Rastakari, who many years ago went out on a limb when probably Grenada was not yet ready for what we're doing, but he took the risk, and I think he paved the way. And he certainly laid a foundation for what we are able to do here today. And I'd like to also pay homage to Dieter and the Pure Grenada Music Festival team for also working very hard and bringing it into this century, you know, into this time frame, and putting it out there and taking the risk. It's a risk, folks, and certainly it's a risk that cannot happen without the support of our community. This is Grenada's festival, so we need to own it. We can't just sit back in Grenada and look around and say we wish we had something like St. Lucia, or we wish we had something like St. Kitts. We have it. We just need to own it, and we need to support it. So we thank you, special thank you to Ms. Desiree Stevens for your words of encouragement, and also for certainly digging deep, because I listened to your words and you spoke a lot about our local artists, and this is the kind of platform that many of our artists need to be able to develop their own talent and get the further exposure that's out there. And I say thank you to Ms. Marr, Patricia Marr, our dear friend with the GTA, for always being a supporter. She's a great cheerleader, and I know she's behind this initiative all the time, and we thank you for that, and thank you for coming. Special thank you to our media friends. We can't do this without you. You are the lead ambassador. You're the one who brings the message out there. You know, not just that we're privileged to have our special visitors from on stage in Jamaica, but we're extremely privileged to have our local media members here, because you bring it out there, you bring the words out there, and if we don't have you, we don't go anywhere. So thank you to members of the media for being here today, and thank you for the support I know you're going to throw behind the Grenada Music Festival. Thank you to our corporate friends for coming out. Those who came on board last year, in less than 3 months we pulled this festival off. And it was a lot of talking, and a lot of risk taking, and a lot of people who said, I don't know if you can do it, but I want to just say a special thank you to all of those corporate entities that came on board last year and took a risk on an unknown, and took a risk to say, well, okay, we don't know if you can do it, but you know, we're going to try with you anyhow. Thank you for taking that chance, and we thank you in advance for joining us again for 2020. And we also thank all of you who don't know that you're going to support us yet, but you're going to decide after tonight that you're definitely going to join our team and be a supporter for all of the 2020 Grenada Music Festival. Today was really about sharing the excitement of the festival. I mean, we've been bubbling and bubbling inside with some of these artists that we're bringing on. And it's been hard to keep it a secret. I didn't even tell my husband for a very long time, because he can't keep secrets. So he only got to know this weekend. But I'm excited. I mean, come on, Shabba Ranks, who's not excited about that? Cool and the Gang? Come on. I mean, Marcia Griffith, Coco T. That is something, and we're trying to spread the gamut. We're not just targeting one audience, we're trying to spread it across the board, so there's something for everyone. something for everyone at the Grenada Music Festival, and we thank you for being there. Tickets will go on sale on February 12th for early birds and our season passes. So at that point, we will release the details about the tickets and what you can look forward to. We promise you that we are keeping it, we want Grenada to participate, so we are keeping it within the range of individuals to be able to be there in their numbers. We want quarantine point, we want Grenada to, how they say it, lean on one side. So we're going to lean on one side on June 5th to the 7th at quarantine point because the thing is going to sell off. We're going to sell off that day. So we look forward to your participation. We thank you for coming out. And this is just the beginning. Please pay attention, look out. We'll be on social media, we'll be on all forms of media, and we're going to depend on you here today to bring the word to everyone that June 5th to the 7th, the only place to be in is Grenada, pure Grenada. And when you're here, you're going to quarantine point for the... Thank you, everybody, and have a lovely, lovely night. And please enjoy yourself, help yourself to a little refreshment before you go and a few beverages. Thank you, and have a good night.
It's one of the most anticipated events in 2020, the Grenada Music Festival, June 5th to 7th at the home of the festival, Quarantine Recreational Park. 12 live bands, more than 16 dynamic performers, great food and local culture. The Grenada Music Festival, June 5th to 7th, bigger and better in 2020. Get ready.
See this and more at partygrenada.com.